Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we have our UFC 273 recap from the events that unfolded last night. So Joe, where would you like to start?
Well, I think we've got to start with the big one, man. The Gilbert Burns versus Hamzat Chimaev. I have to say, I was not seeing that. I did not see that coming. I did not see that coming. Flipping hell, boy, was I wrong in my prediction.
I was
I
absolutely
have to give it to you. You called that. You called that one. Decision for Hamzat.
Yeah, I can
Um,
just see it somehow.
oh man, that was crazy. I feel like so you watched the whole fight, right?
Yeah, well, I've watched most of it. I just didn't see the final round in terms of like because the video kept freezing or something.
Oh no way. The final round was
Yeah.
not the best ones.
What better than the second round?
Wait, round two was the one where Shemaev got knocked down, right?
Yeah, yeah,
At the end of the round, I think it was.
yeah. So I seen round one and two, but I didn't see
Yeah.
round three.
Oh my God. I feel like Shemaev was fighting too much in his emotions.
He was too set on knocking him out. And
Yeah,
that's what I've seen
yeah,
in every interview that he said. He's like, "Oh yeah, I'm a fool. Like, why did I
yeah.
try to knock
Like,
him out?"
and you could see I really had to rewatch the fight this morning just to like really like make sure I was seeing what I was seeing. And it seemed like all strategy went out the window for Shemaev. There was no sort of, it didn't look like he had a game plan. I mean, he started off with the takedown in the first round, which I think was part of the game plan to take him down, make him work, tire him out, and just, smash,
Keep
blah, blah,
going.
blah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think after the ref obviously stood him up and, they started exchanging, I think Shemaev got a bit too much, like, maybe he got Burns' respect in a way from the ground game. I don't know.
Yeah.
But he was just so set on trying to knock him out the whole time, like just marching forward, swinging wildly. He wasn't really setting anything up.
Nah.
I have to
There was
say, for me, the Hamzat Shemaev hype train has stopped at St. Pancras, and I have jumped off the hype train. I'm just putting that out there. I've jumped off the hype train. I don't think I don't see him beating Usman after that performance. I
definitely
think
not
we've
yet.
we've, we've
Definitely
seen
not yet.
enough.
No,
Yeah, not
no way.
yet,
Yeah.
not yet. He's still young, so we've got to give him time.
Yeah, like he's still only 27, so he does have like many years ahead of him. But yeah, he's definitely not ready for Usman. But
No chance.
I do think like the progress that he's shown to go. I think it's like we've got to put some respect on Hamzat's like name because he's gone from ranked 11 fighting basically unranked fighters to
Mhm.
then fighting the number two fighter in the world and
Mm.
going all three rounds
Mhm.
and doing damage to him. Yeah, he took a lot of damage himself, sort of cut on his
Did more
face. He's got
damage than
bruising and
Burns.
stuff like that. Yeah.
Mm.
But I think you can like we have to respect that how far he's been able to jump, and he's only been doing MMA for like 4 or 5 years, which
4 years.
is
Yeah.
another factor that people obviously forget.
Mhm.
But I think moving forward with his matchup against Colby Covington, if that is what's next for him, and if Colby accepts the fight, because I don't know what Colby's got planned, but I think you'll see like of course this was the test, but then like the
Yeah.
next one is like, okay, let's see if you can handle to really stay with the top three. Because obviously he's beat number two, but apart from Usman, the only person that is like top in that division is Covington. So
Mhm.
if you can hang with
And
Covington, then
Leon.
you know in the top three. Oh yeah, and Leon, sorry, and Leon.
Mhm. Yeah. No, 100%. I think you're right, and I think Khamzat's he's still young. He's still got a lot to prove, and I do think in his next fight he's learned now, hasn't he? I think
100%.
he's had too much of an easy run coming up. He's not been hit or whatever, and he's not really been tested. I think now he's been in deep waters. He knows what it's like. Like he understands the levels now. Do you know what I mean? So I think he's going to come in with a more methodical approach in his next fight, and do you know what I mean? Less of this trying to
Aggression, like brute
trying
force.
to knock people out, swinging wild overhands, and just leaving his chin in the air. Oh man,
You know
yeah.
what did make me laugh? The commentator, I think it was John Anik, when he goes, "Oh, and Gilbert Burns has landed two significant strikes." That's just like that's so joke. Like it's only one person has landed one significant strike, and then as soon as he landed two, they were like, "Oh yeah, he's landed more than like anyone else." I was just like, I was wet myself. That was funny.
Yeah, that was funny. That was funny. Yeah, no, I think yeah, Shemaev definitely needs to take some time after that one, rest up, go back to the drawing board. I think he will learn. He seems like a smart guy. He's voiced in his interviews after the fight that he
Yeah,
recognized he was too aggressive. He was trying to find the knockout, and
yeah.
I mean, all strategy went out the window. I think he'll go
Mhm.
back to the drawing board, learn from his mistakes, and he'll come back stronger. But
Yeah,
from what I've seen, he's not beaten Usman. I'm sorry.
yeah, no, I agree with that. I agree with that. But I don't. I mean, I was never one of them people that thought he could go and beat Usman. Like I thought he could hang with like the top of the division based on what I'd seen. But it
Mhm.
wasn't. I was never thinking, oh yeah, he can just go in and just steamroll everyone in that top five. I've never been one of them people. I know there's quite a few people out there that think that, but I'm still on the hype train, but not to the sense of, oh yeah, he'll smash everyone. But I still think he'll be a champion at some point. But
Mhm.
it's
Mhm.
just what weight class and when.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, absolutely. I think the invincibility aura is definitely gone from Hamza
Yeah,
after that performance. Do you know what I mean? I think we have to give Burns credit as well, though, don't we?
100%,
Massive credit
100%.
to Burns. I think everyone slept on him, and he is underrated. I think
That's
massively
what I said.
underrated.
Yeah,
I do actually believe. I think Burns is probably the next best outside of Usman and Covington. May possibly Leon. I mean, we've seen Leon get wobbled by Nate at the end there. I mean, he.
yeah,
You know, I think Leon. We'll learn a lot about Leon based on how he performs against Usman.
yeah. Unfortunately, from my personal perspective, I don't think Leon is good enough in terms of like the top three. Like, I think if
Think
he
Burns is
fought,
better.
yeah, I feel like if he fought Usman, which he has done obviously previously, but I mean in this title fight, I think he'll lose. I think he fights Covington, I think he loses. I think if he fights Burns, he loses. I think if he fights Hamza, I think he loses. So I think he's just on the cusp of that top five, and obviously you've still got Vicente Luque as well,
Mm.
who I think he's definitely in the top five in terms of best fighters in that division. I think even
Mhm.
against Leon, that would be like an interesting matchup. I don't know if they've fought before off the top of my head. I don't think they have, but
Vicente Luque and Leon. Yes, they did.
oh,
Leon's,
did they?
yeah, he beat Vicente Luque.
Was it decision?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I think Leon's beat most. I think he beat most outside of the top five. He's not beaten
Oh, okay.
obviously Burns, Covington, Usman.
Yeah,
He's
yeah, yeah.
beaten Vicente Luque. I'm not sure if he's fought Dariush.
I don't know.
Wait, is
Daniel Barrios. No,
Dariush is
that's
lightweight, isn't he?
lightweight. Yeah, Darius is lightweight. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. What am I talking about? um,
Yeah.
yeah, no, it's gonna be interesting to see how this division plays out in the next year. I,
Yeah.
I was very much on the hype train for Hamza. I thought he was looking serious. Like I thought he could be the guy to beat Usman. Like if anyone
Yeah.
could do it, I thought it was going to be Hamza Chimaev. But after that, no one in the division's beating him. I don't think. I think he's going to have to move up, potentially challenge Adesanya,
Yeah.
which I know he said he won't fight him. But I mean, recently in an interview, he was talking about moving up.
Yeah. Yeah, he was saying that he could fight McGregor, or he could move up, or
Yeah,
he could
yeah,
fight Leon Edwards. But he said he was going to fight Edwards because he deserves it.
yeah, yeah. Well, anyway, yeah, crazy fight. Hamza, please go back to the drawing boards. And yeah, I don't know about this Darren Till thing. I don't know if that's affecting how he. I don't know. I think I agree with DC, man. I don't know if you've seen DC in his ESPN show. He was saying that he thinks Till and Hamza are too buddy outside of the octagon. He's supposed to be serious, the serious guy, and he's. It's almost like he's lost. I feel like Darren Till's become a bit of a distraction for Hamza. I think they're almost like I don't know if you saw their warm up when they were warming up on the pads backstage last night. Yeah, like they were just clowning around, and I thought to myself, you're about to go in there and fight the number 2 ranked opponent in the world. You should be a bit more like serious and sort of going
Yeah,
through drills. Like I just didn't see that seriousness in him. I saw overconfidence, mucking around with Darren Till. I don't know. I feel like it's had a slight effect on him, but
Yeah.
What do I know? We'll see. But yeah. Anyway, moving on to the co-main event of the year. Yeah. Oh my god.
Aljo.
The boy Aljo got it done, man. Jeez.
Yeah, man.
I was surprised. I'm not gonna lie. That one was okay. I'll let you. I have some things to say, but I'll let you give me your thoughts first.
So my thought process. Everyone doubted him. I know it was close. But everyone doubted him. They didn't think he stood a chance. Everyone thought he would get steamrolled. Even my head yesterday was telling me that he was going to get steamrolled, but my heart was saying, "Nah, he's got this. He will find a way to win." And as long as you get, like I said yesterday, as long as you get that W on your record, I said it with Volkanovski against Holloway. Like whether it was close or not, he got the W, and I think that's the same that you can say with Aljo. He's now 2-0 against Peter Yan. Technically, it's an interesting one, but I'm sure they'll fight again in the future. I mean, the fight was close. It was the round one that was the sticky, like the sticking point.
You know what? Sorry to cut you. I'll be honest. I thought that Jan won the fight. I was very surprised at the decision. I thought Jan won rounds 1, 4, and 5.
Okay.
It was very close, but upon my first watch, I need to go back and rewatch the fight. But on my first watch, watching it live, I thought Jan won the first round. Aljo clearly won rounds 2 and 3. I think it was a 10-8 round 2.
Yeah.
It was literally Jan was on the floor the whole round. He didn't do nothing. So I think that was a 10-8. I think it was either a draw or Jan won.
Yeah.
See, I need to rewatch the fight.
Yeah, I watched some sort of like breakdown this morning, and it was like basically why they think that Aljo won, and they went strike by strike like for round 1, and because that was the deciding factor, and the reason that they thought Aljo won was just because the amount of strikes were just slightly more. Although Peter Yan landed like 2 clean strikes in the first round, there wasn't really significant ones. And Aljo didn't land significant strikes on him either. He just landed more in that round, and I think that's why the judges gave it to him.
Okay, I need to rewatch that. That's mad. Yeah, I have to say I was impressed with Aljo's ability to get him down. I didn't think he'd be able to. Remember, my prediction was I thought Jan was just going to come in and smoke him in 3 rounds. Yeah, but I think Aljo clearly, went back to the drawing board. He trained for the fight, prepared well, executed a great game plan, and I think ultimately he looked like he was in better condition than the first fight. Like he gassed out, very quickly in the first fight, and he just looked, off form. He was all over the place. But in this fight, he was a lot more measured, composed. He got a bit sloppy towards the end of the fight, but for the most part, he did very well.
I think he even said something like the first fight he had like X amount of problems going on, and when he woke up like the day of the fight, something felt wrong, something felt off, and whether that
he had like a neck injury and stuff, didn't he?
Yeah, I think he had like a couple of problems, but obviously he then recovered. He had the operation, I think, on his neck, and obviously, what was it, 13 months that he said he's had off or something like that?
Something like that, yeah. It's been a long time.
Yeah, so obviously to come back, he's come back rejuvenated. He's shown what he can do. Obviously, you saw his post-fight interview.
I haven't seen it yet.
Oh,
wait, the one in the octagon? Or?
Yeah.
Where he's calling out Dillashaw.
Yeah. That's definitely an interesting progression.
That's just smart of him as well. I think it was smart of him to sort of dismiss the rematch of Jan. I think if he hadn't said anything, Dana White would have probably been like, "Yeah, that's the rematch." Blah blah blah. Everyone would have just thought, "Let's have a third fight." But I think the fact that he called out TJ was a smart move. It's like, I'm done with you, Jan. I've beat you twice.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I'm moving on. I'm keeping this belt.
Yeah.
Probably his best chance to keep the belt, to be honest, to move on from Peter Jan. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. So no, that was a good performance by Aljo. Fair play. Got the win. Bit of controversy, but yeah, ultimately got the W, as you say.
Yeah.
So that's all that matters. Sorry, 1 second. I'm just going to tell my girl to stop.
About him and TJ Dillashaw maybe potentially going, and him being smart by saying to Peter Yan, "Okay, I'm done with you." Yeah. It's very very rare that you get someone who's 0-2 and gets a third shot, because you've got that with Holloway and Volkanovski, obviously 0-2, and he's getting a third shot, but that's because he's like earned his way there. So I feel like if Peter Yan goes away and puts someone else away, like maybe like a Dominic Cruz or someone like that, if he goes and puts them away and then comes back, I'm sure he'll like fight for the belt again, like within the next 2 fights probably.
100%. I think it's going to be a similar situation to the Max Holloway thing, where I think Jan will probably win every fight outside of that Aljo fight and probably work his way back to a title shot. Do you know what I mean? If he just goes back and beats everyone else, he's going to have to fight for the title. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly. There's no argument.
Exactly. But yeah, good performance from Aljo. Well played. Got the W. Now, the main event. I'm very happy with the result for this one, I have to say.
Yeah, I think you saw probably one of the most complete fighters, probably maybe top 3 complete fighters in MMA, like at the moment, because you've seen he was implementing takedowns, he was implementing leg kicks, he was implementing like good movement, footwork, like he was showing the full package. And he said beforehand in the lead up to the fight, he was like, "You're going to see the best of Volkanovski, like I promise you, like I've improved loads, XYZ." He was already a top fighter, but now he's just taking it to another level. And I think we've probably seen, well, definitely his best performance, but one of the best performances in the weight class.
100%, I agree with you. And I said, sort of leading up to the fight, I believe that Volkanovski he should be in the talks for pound number 1, because the guy is just, he's so good. And when you watch him fight, he can just do everything. No matter where the fight goes, the guy's just so composed, so dominant, like in the stand-up, the ground and pound, everything. He's just so well-rounded, and no one in that division seems to know how to deal with the puzzle that is Volkanovski. And I said going into it, I think Korean Zombie will have a hard time getting to him, because he's a counterpuncher. He likes to take his time. He did exactly that, and you were right. He would have needed to implement a bit more volume, but
yeah,
I think there was a clear speed difference as well. That's what I noticed. Like Volkanovski was almost twice as fast as him. Like every time Korean Zombie went to throw something, he'd just get intercepted with a jab before, you know what I mean, before the punch could even land. So Volkanovski for me is just on a different level. I don't see anyone in that division beating him, whether it's Yair. The only person that could maybe give him a run for his money is probably, what's his name? The Russian Dagestani dude that was like...
Zabit,
that's the one, Zabit. He's been away for a while, but obviously we need to see how he performs when he comes back, because he had a few medical issues. But potentially he might be like the only one, him and Max Holloway, that could potentially beat Volkanovski. But I think for now, I'd personally like to see Volkanovski move up to
I was going to say that. I don't think it will be long before he does.
Yeah, see, he was talking about it in the post-fight interview last night.
Okay.
Yeah, he was saying featherweight doesn't have anything left for him. Do you know what I mean? Everyone's just waiting around. There's no contenders. In the meantime, he might just go up and, you know, see what that lightweight division is saying.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, he's only fought a middleweight, you
know. Yeah.
I didn't know that. When did he fight a middleweight?
It must have been a long time. Do you reckon that was probably when he was cutting through all the weights? Because when he was at his biggest, when he was playing rugby, I can't remember how much he weighed. I think he might have weighed almost the same as a light heavyweight or something stupid.
Yeah, he was like 200 pounds or something.
Yeah. So I think, I don't know, maybe when he was cutting down the weights, he was doing just gradually as he was learning and stuff like that. Maybe that's where
that is crazy to think that Volkanovski fought at middleweight. Like, for his size, could you imagine him versus Izzy?
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't make sense, does it?
No, not at all. And you know what I wanted to say with the Korean Zombie? I felt like you saw the best of him when he was in the pocket, when he was trading. Like, yeah, he might have had to take a few shots to land a few shots, but I felt like that's where he looked best. But obviously, when he was doing that, he was taking so much damage, he couldn't continue that, like, moving forward. So I feel like that's what let him down, because he was getting into the pocket at times, landing, but then as soon as Volkanovski fired back, it was just too much for him to handle and he had to retreat.
It's crazy. You would have thought the power difference would favor Korean Zombie, but I felt like it favored Volkanovski.
Yeah, it did. It
I
did.
felt like there was a clear, like every time Volkanovski landed, it had much more of an impact.
Yeah, his head was snapping back every time.
I have to say, it's probably it's hard to land damage on Volkanovski. He's got a very large head. I think he has the head of like a heavyweight.
Yeah. He's got a very stiff body as well. Like how his body is built, like his posture is just like a block.
Yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, no, wicked performance by Volkanovski, man. It went just as I thought it would be a decision. I thought
So did
Korean Zombie would be able to sort of go the 5 rounds, but credit to Volkanovski, man. He showed an improved, an even better version than he was before. He just seems getting better every fight, man. So yeah, fair play to him. Fair play to him. But yeah, no, it was a good night of fights. Some good results. Ian Gary got the win as well.
Yeah, saw that. And Mackenzie Dern. Woohoo!
Yeah. I know you were rooting for her.
Yeah, you know what it is? With Mackenzie Dern, I'm just interested to see how she favors against like the top 3 of that division, because she had the 2 losses, the back-to-back losses, and then she went away and then come back and she kind of adapted a bit. I think she went away and had a child as well, or something like that. I can't remember, but since she's been back, she's just looked like a different fighter. And it's interesting to see. I know it was a close fight again. She had a close in round 2. I saw the highlights of that actually.
Yeah, it was very close. And credit to Tisha, like she did well to survive the submission threats, because it was about a good 3 or 4 minutes she had to survive submission threats that round. It was mad. It was a good fight, to be fair.
Yeah, it's just interesting to see where she goes next, because obviously I saw when she was speaking to Joe Rogan about maybe she fights the loser of Rose Akala, or maybe she fights like the loser or winner of Zhang Yojacek or something like that. I feel like all of those stylistically are terrible matchups for her in terms of like if it was Zhang or Joanna or even Rose. I think the only one that she might stand a chance against is Carla Esparza, but that's probably about it. But I'm just interested to see her development in terms of when she fights one of them top fighters.
I agree. Yeah, see how she performs against them. She looked good last night, though. I was impressed. I was impressed with her performance. She seems very durable. She took a lot of shots from Tisha and didn't seem phased at all. Yeah, great submission game. Like,
unbelievable.
Yeah, man. I was surprised watching that. But yeah, no, it would be interesting to see how she does in the strawweight division. Yeah, great night of fights. Always a pleasure to do these review videos.
100%.
YouTube. I'm not sure what the next card is that's coming up.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. I can't even remember what it is. Maybe is it the Charles card?
That will be, I think that's at the end of the month, or at the beginning of May. 274. Yeah, it's the beginning of May. That's Charles versus Justin Gaethje. Yeah, we'll have a nice prediction video for you guys for that. Yeah, there'll be a few cards in between now and then. We'll try and keep some content coming for you guys in the coming weeks. Yeah, if you have any ideas of any kind of videos you want us to do, just drop them in the comments below, and we'll see what we can do. But yeah, anything from you, Aston?
I think we've covered it, and then we'll just look forward to the next cards, the next fights. You've got obviously the big one. We forgot about this boxing. You've got Fury
and White coming up. Yeah,
that's definitely
April, to come. Is that April 23rd?
Yeah. So definitely like towards the back end of the month. So that's going to be a good one to cover as well. I'm very much looking forward to that. I'm a huge Dillian fan, and I
know you are. I know
you're a big Dillian. Nice to see him get a shot. I just hope that they both make it to the fight, and nothing happens like in between time. Like no one has to pull out for an injury or something like that.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate you all, everyone who tunes in. If you could drop a like below, subscribe if you like the videos. And yeah, stay tuned. Peace.